In the heart of 16th century England, behind the towering walls of palaces and the gleam of the crown, played out one of the most dramatic and controversial sagas in royal history, the marriages, 6 in total, of King Henry VIII. Power, passion, betrayal, and ambition shaped the fates of 6 remarkable women. But the story isn't just about Henry, it's about how history remembers or misremembers. Our story begins not with a love match, but with a widow. Catherine of Aragon, the Spanish princess, was first married to Henry's older brother, Prince Arthur. When Arthur died, Catherine insisted the marriage had never been consummated. It was on this claim that Henry sought and was granted a dispensation to marry her, but questions remain. Was Henry haunted by Leviticus, which warned of childlessness when a man takes his brother's wife? Or did he see Catherine as the key to strengthening England's ties with Spain? Whatever the truth, this union would eventually crumble under the weight of politics, obsession, and a lack of sons. Enter Anne Boleyn, intelligent, ambitious, and fiercely charismatic. She held off Henry's advances for years, and in doing so ignited a fire that would burn through church and crown. Henry broke from the Catholic Church just to have her, and yet their marriage would last only 3 years. Anne was accused of adultery, incest, and even witchcraft. One chilling detail recorded by some chroniclers, a supposed 6th finger, a strange mole, whispers of the devil's mark. But most modern historians doubt these claims, perhaps inventions of a court eager to paint her as monstrous, unfit, unnatural. Was Anne truly guilty, or simply the victim of a political trap? Her fall was as spectacular as her rise, and as her head fell on the scaffold, Henry moved swiftly to replace her. Jane Seymour, Henry's 3rd wife, is often remembered as the good one, demure, obedient, the perfect Tudor consort. But in court politics, quiet doesn't mean powerless. Jane succeeded where Catherine and Anne failed. She gave Henry a son. Edward, the long-awaited heir, was born after a difficult labor. Jane would die shortly after, some say from infection, others from exhaustion. Henry mourned her more deeply than any other wife. Was this love or relief? Anne of Cleves was chosen from a portrait. Henry, increasingly desperate for an alliance, agreed to marry the German princess after being captivated by her image. But when she arrived, Henry recoiled. He famously called her a Flanders mare, ungainly, unattractive. Historians still debate whether this was simple vanity or political buyer's remorse. They married, but never consummated the union. Henry was humiliated, Anne was humiliated, and yet this story has a surprising twist. The marriage was annulled, but Anne remained in England, and Henry gave her the title the king's beloved sister. She outlived him and all his other wives. Some say Anne was the cleverest of them all. She walked away with wealth, safety, and freedom. She was young, perhaps just 17. He was nearly 50, obese, plagued by sores and paranoia. Yet Catherine Howard, a cousin of Anne Boleyn, became Henry's 5th wife. Her flirtatiousness and charm captivated the aging king, but beneath the giggles lay secrets. Her past relationships were uncovered, and then worse, she was accused of continuing an affair even after marrying the king. Whether from naivety or recklessness, her fate was sealed. As she was dragged to the Tower of London, it is said she asked for the execution block to practice laying her head upon it. Historians argue over the truth of this tale. Was it melodrama added later, or the haunting preparation of a girl who knew her end? Henry's final wife, Catherine Parr, was unlike the rest. Educated, thoughtful, and politically astute, she outlived Henry and helped reconcile him with his daughters Mary and Elizabeth, but she, too, faced danger. Her interest in reformist religious ideas nearly brought her into conflict with Henry's increasingly conservative court. Catherine navigated it all. She was more than a nurse to a sickly king. She was a stabilizing force in a crumbling court. And after Henry's death, she married the man she truly loved. 6 wives, 2 beheaded, 2 divorced, 1 died, 1 survived. That's the rhyme we all remember. But beneath the rhyme lies a truth far more complex. History is written by the victors, or in some cases by the survivors. Some stories, like Anne Boleyn's supposed witchcraft or Catherine Howard's foolishness, may be exaggerations. Others, like the friendship between Henry and Anne of Cleves, surprise us still. In the court of Henry VIII, to be a wife was to be a pawn, a partner, and a player in a deadly game of politics and power. These women were more than footnotes in a king's story. They were queens, each shaping Tudor England in ways history is still uncovering. "I'm not afraid to die," Anne Boleyn once said. "I've done no wrong." But in Henry's world, innocence was no shield, and for his 6 wives, history would never forget them, even if it never tells their full story. Thank you for watching. Please like and comment, and then please subscribe for more historical films.